know how to write the project with the AI, which is much quicker. And I will explain later how important is that every one of you using the same methodology. So again, now I'm back to the theme of the day. What is the 5 lifelines of the project? And I need to explain this lifeline are, again, meaningful connection between essential part of your application. And this really ensures that your application is coherent and impactful, and that should resonate with the evaluator. So it's this moment of, gut feeling really needs to resonate with the project if you will, apply with these lifelines. And I already explained this. I have double slide here, obviously. But look, here is a first step of our lifeline. And I'm explaining is what is impact pathway. So throughout your application, impact pathway should be seen and should be connected how the overall goal leading to the specific objectives, and these specific objectives use EU values in the activities, and the resulting results have this impact. And, evaluators already said that change is also said this is a theory of change, and this is impact pathway. And we are already have this, our idea development template, but now is structured. If I will explain it differently, your evaluator want to see this. If you have a project and your project define what is your goal of your project, then you need to split to the specific objectives. So, even a lot of people don't know what are specific objectives. Specific objectives are part of overall goal. Okay? Part of our goal, and every of those specific objectives have their own activities, own results, and own impact. Some of the specific objectives can have more than one results, of course. And you have different aspects as well. Why is this super important? Because some of those impacts together, so if you will collect those impacts, it's project impact, and that project impact should be the same as the overall goal. This is what people wants to see here. It is not about about different, let's say, it is not about how you are creating this. You also need to explain this in your project application. So every project should see those connections. Okay? So if some of our project will not be the overall goal, then the question will be, what is the theory of change? What is the impact pathway? And I can even show you in the example. So again, general goal and the specific objectives are, how you see the project and what the project should do. These specific objectives break down the general goal into smaller, measurable, and actionable steps. So this overall goal is going to the smaller, measurable, actionable steps. And based on that, this is one work package. This is one work package. This is really easy to see. This is one work package, and this is another. So you can see that specific objectives is a base for every of your work packages. And that is, this is important. And here is example. You have your general goal, let's say, ethical use of AI in the assessment in school. So how you will use artificial intelligence to rate, let's say, the work of the kids in the school. You have a specific objective to empower teachers, so you will provide educators with effective strategies and training to implement project-based formative assessment. Formative assessment, probably you know what does that mean. Formative assessment means that instead of the end of the year to have some kind of test, you will have steps during the whole year and try to figure it out that we are on the right month. So this is the formative assessment. So we will, for specific objective one is how to teach teachers to use AI for formative assessment, and specific objective two, how to educate students to use problem-based peer evaluation with ethical use of AI. So this is really quickly, see how this specific objectives is part of this general goal, and every specific objectives now have his own work package. And that is how it needs to be presented at the end. So here is, for example, one of my very successful project, which is called Humor in the Education. And we had general goal, improve the motivation of primary school students through humor. And that was overall goal. So this is that overall goal. So, and then we have three different specific objectives. First one's developing curriculum that incorporate humor into various subjects, then train the teachers, and then they create a positive supportive classroom environment, because you need to have the classroom who is used to when you use humor into that. And when you have impact, that you have engaged students and we have effective teaching and enhanced learning experience, this together is overall increased motivation. And that overall increased motivation should be the same as the general goal of this. This is a test that your impact pathway is working. And on our training in face-to-face meeting, you will see how you can use artificial intelligence to check that this general goal stated at the beginning, really after defining work packages and all the activities, is really creating this impact you are promising. And that's why this is very important to understand that this is not just theory, but we can use step by step in that application. What is really important as well, EU values. I saw in plenty of evaluations saying you didn't use implementation of EU values into your project. I will not explain now what does EU values mean. Just go to the Google or AI tool and say, explain EU values, or we can do it here. Explain EU values for EU projects. And this is 5 or 6 of them: human dignity, freedom, democracy, equality, rule of law, human rights, solidarity. So all of those principles should be seen in your activities. So you need to, when you will decide what you will do on our trainings, you need to do the democratic system to improve, so to define the training. Then you have the equality, how to include all the people who wants to be there, despite the fact they're for a socially excluded or some other impairment. Then that everybody applied equally and fairly, even this institution or government or anything, and everybody is on the same level. So those principles should be seen before you will create these activities. So you need to find the way how to do it. And we are again doing with artificial intelligence to see, can you see EU values in our activities? And if not, where to put it? So it's very quickly go through and see what is those activities are. And this is super important. As I said, sum of all work package impact should be equal to overall goal of the project. So this is the first, what you say for what is the impact pathway for your project as well. So now we are in the Lifeline 2 again. Risk management is the super difficult part for all the project writers in the EU until now. Because actually risk management people don't understand and want to see it as a one paper which we need to state what is the risk and then how we will prevent this risk is called mitigation strategy. Now evaluation want to see another step, how this risk management mitigation strategy is applied back in the activities. Meaning, when you define the activities, you already need to implement mitigation strategies, not just stating is another paper. And that is big difference. And another structure which is normally not used. Paper, before we just set the paper and that's it. And how this is done, this is one example what is the risk management plan. You will need to find the old identification of all risk, at what time they are actually appear, what is the probability to occur, and if they occur, what will be the impact of the project 1 to 10, and this is a risk score or probability impact, and you can see, what is really important that at the end, you have what is the mitigation strategy. So if you're unable to find 3 schools per partner wanted to participation in the survey, we have a problem. So how we will do it? We will intensify the promotion of project activities. We will involve personal contact, involve school of the partners. Idea of proactive activities are that you will put this back into the project activities. And you see here, this intensify project of the project activities already here. Intensify promotion for the project to find best existing practice review. And this is result is mitigation strategy. So this is not separate paper. This is a lifeline again. So you cannot have separate mitigation strategy in a risk management plan, but you need to include in the activities back here if you want to have it really good done. So what I really suggest that when naming activities, leave the word, not work, word mitigation strategy at the beginning of the activity. This is here, mitigation strategy. Why? Because evaluator will instantly tell evaluator that you have proactive strategies in place. So they will know that you did everything possible that your project will pass without any problem. And this is super positive, let's say, positive signal to the evaluators that, you did really thorough work. This is not just separate thing, this is not 3-minute work. So this is really another important start of the lifeline. Needs analysis. Wow. This is now the biggest thing which we didn't know before. And, the majority of the applications I went through, of the evaluations I went through have the problem in the needs analysis. But problem is, some of those said analysis of the target group. Some of them said partners needs. Some of that say gap analysis. But then when I try to figure it out, how all those puzzles come together, came here another lifeline called needs analysis, and it should go this way. You need to know what are the needs of your target group. So if this is a teacher in the school, those target needs, you need to first adjust to the program priorities, horizontal and specific priorities if you have this for Erasmus+, but you have priorities all across the Duke. And then you need to adjust to the EU flagships. If you don't know what is the EU flagships, again, go to the check and say, explain me EU flagships and policies. And you need to find the flagship of policies which your target group or your project is aligned to. So that means that you do everything possible what Europe wants to have in the next 21 to 27 deadline. So this is the first step. And then you will have why you're doing this project. If the partner don't have the need for the result, then you will be, rejected. Why? Because they know if you're just participating in the project and you don't have the needs for this project, the sustainability and the future use of the results will not be accessed. And they know that you're here just because you want to this grant. And this is, again, super effective way to prevent you to spend 3 months of writing project and not explain how you will use it and be rejected. And when you have this part done, what is the need in your country? Why do you do this? Because in our country have this and this and this, and we have, this specific thing. So you need to also adjust countries' needs to the Europe needs, because, everything is financed by the EU, so we go to the same way. And based on that, you do the gap analysis. And gap analysis is either what others are already did in the past and how is my project different, or analysis how my project will be now changing the world based on the existing thing, how we will change. And this is now we need to be in your objectives. So all of those things and every of those things is written in different part of the application. And that's why it's super difficult sometimes to put all those lines together. That's why at the end with the AI we can check, do we have Lifeline for the needs analysis, which needs to put together all those stuff, and very easy can say, oh yes, everything else is good, but you didn't explain what is the partner country's need, and you just need to add this. And then it's just returning to your text and proving that all those Lifeline needs are described. That's why Lifeline is now changing my approach how I'm doing the project, because it's much easier to understand how all those things are put together. Lifeline 4 is partners' roles. Now, just imagine if you'll say, this is our activities, and you don't say who is doing it, what is the role of the project, normally evaluators will say, you cannot have this project because we don't know who is doing. So again, should be connected. Partners' experience. So what I know, what are my skills? And then those skills should be connected to the partner's role in the project. So if I'm expert in the AI, it should be seen that my role in the project is something related to the AI. And those AI should be all activities related to the AI should be my activities, and the results should be under my arm. So, and that, of course, sustainability and the future use of the results, because I already did in the past with the AI, it's much more effective that future and the sustainability of the project will be used by me. So this is again very important. And how I can do this? How you describe the partners? What I'm already not using for a long time is classic description is not working anymore. You used to send out and say, okay, send me your PIF file. And PIF file is this sum of text. And you think now this short text can be useful for all the projects you have in the future. Totally not true. It is not possible anymore. Absolutely not possible. So the new solution is what I already explaining for the last year is a raw CV. And the raw CV is about 50 pages written everything about my organization, what I did in the past, what project I did, what the results I did, what I have my education, what I did, in other things. So, and all this is one file. So you don't need a short file, for AI or PIF for that or FEAR for that. So you have only one file, and then I'm going with this file to my partner experience and aligned with it. So I will just use artificial intelligence again and say, based on this, my partner experience, role, activity, and results, use my raw CV and explain and write me perfect partner description, which is suitable for that project. And that is something evaluator is looking for. And that, of course, should be for every partner. This is for every partner here. So, everybody who is coming here should be there at the end, see their roles, their activities, their results connected with in the lifeline. You cannot say this partner is good if you cannot connect all those things together. And this is, again, super important lifeline to show in the project. And probably the last one, it is the last one, is sustainability. What is really important to understand for now, you need sustainability plan for your project. What is the sustainability plan? Sustainability plan is complete document what you will do after the end of the project to create it. So I'm doing separate work package for just creating the sustainability plan, but it's really important when you explain it that needs of the partners of organization should be aligned with the long-term impact of this project. And you also need to engage stakeholders. So you can local governments, local schools, whatever is important to it, and then explain those 4 sustainability types. Economic, how you will support your project in the next 3 years. Because, it is not just use of the, let's say, server or website, but is how you will create it, when do you will get the money out of it? Then how you will support in environmental sustainability, meaning that it will not print, it will not, all those stuff which is environmental. Social, how you will include all the people who want to come, and how you will support your institution that will still be, next 3 years to support this project. And this is called a sustainability plan. And you will need to have it. And I will need to tell you the secret. Here, when you listen to this, it's very difficult to understand. But with the AI, we can do it really, really quickly to evaluator really understand that you think about the sustainability, how you will, run your project after the 4 years. And if you see all those connections, all those lifelines, it is really easy later to understand how your project should be structured and how you can definitely very quickly with the AI check if all those lifelines is tied together. And this is majority what I will explain to the people in the Cappadocia in every, and future trainings. Normally we are doing 1 training per month, and this is what we are teach. And I actually see with the people who were on my training, we are doing in totally different level. We are doing with the evidences and not let's try to write a project, because we see what is the procedure, what we need to check, and you don't, spend 3 months of something which you still don't know if this will be approved or not. And that is that is a methodology you need to learn, or at least I believe that this is the only methodology in the Europe that way. But so that is a lot of new methods to learn, but much better. You will get much better results, you know. So your possible learning paths are, you know, we have project writing here, and you know, we have also internal project evaluation and improvement, and we have these improvements in 10 minutes. I already explained how I'm doing. So this is 4 stages for the project, a more modern way. And then when you do this, you know, project writing, internal evaluation, and you know, improving back. So this internal project evaluation now test all those things I explained here, all the lifelines. So when you have everything ready, you can see here if this is approved or not. And then you have time to improve before you will send it and before you get approved. So we have basic course. This is transformational AI. And I will do internal evaluation for everyone who will be in basic course. So you can do it that way. So this will be in the Cappadocia as well. So you will write your project in 4 days, and then I will do internal evaluation, give you the feedbacks, you can improve it. But then later you can come also to advanced course, you know, to know that you will understand how to do internal project for your all the future projects. So this is now in Cappadocia, and that is in the March in Lisbon, internal project evaluation, how to do it. And of course, later we will also have implementation course. I already have some information how we will start in April, but we will also do the reporting course, you know, when your project management is end, how really quickly do the reporting with the AI.